In a single mega factory in Germany, more than 3,000 tons of used wood are transformed daily into products worth $12 million. Discarded old furniture becomes high-quality panels, abandoned pallets turn into premium laminate flooring, and even century-old demolition wood is converted into construction materials more resistant than virgin timber. But the true value of this operation goes far beyond financial numbers. Here's the secret that is literally saving the world's forests. Each ton of recycled wood prevents the cutting of 20 mature trees, preserving ecosystems that took decades to form. The global used wood recycling industry moves $300 billion annually, but its environmental impact is worth trillions. It preserves 500 million trees per year, equivalent to a forest the size of Belgium. The urgency is real. With global deforestation consuming 10 million hectares of forest annually, used wood recycling has become our last line of defense against forest collapse. Every piece of furniture you discard, every demolished structure, every industrial pallet represents a golden opportunity to save century-old trees that are the planet's lungs. The sound is one of hope. The roar of automatic dismantlers giving new life to furniture condemned to waste. The rumble of cleaning systems removing decades of paint to reveal pure wood, and the constant whisper of 2,000-ton presses creating materials that replace virgin timber. In 24 hours, a single plant saves the equivalent of a 1,000-hectare forest. How is it possible that old furniture and demolition wood become the key to saving the world's forests? How are billions of dollars in value extracted from materials that would go to landfills? And why could this silent revolution determine whether we still have forests for future generations? The answer lies in wood recycling megafactories. Cathedrals of sustainability where every fiber of used wood is treated as the environmental treasure it truly is, transforming waste into hope for the future of the world's forests. The history of used wood recycling was born from necessity but evolved to become a planetary rescue mission. During the Great Depression of the 1930s, when every resource was precious, families discovered that old furniture and demolition wood could be transformed into new products, creating the first forest conservation movement through reuse. World War II accelerated this environmental awareness through strategic necessity. With European forests devastated by conflicts, governments established massive wood recycling programs, processing furniture, structures, and even fences to avoid cutting the few remaining trees. This operation saved the equivalent of 2 million hectares of forest. The 1950s brought the first industrialization of wood recycling. Pioneer companies like Germany's Pallmann developed specialized machines that could process entire pieces of furniture, separating pure wood from metal components. The goal was not just profit, but forest preservation on an industrial scale. The environmental crisis of the 1970s transformed wood recycling into a global movement. Scientific reports revealed that deforestation was accelerating dangerously, creating urgency for sustainable alternatives. $50 billion in investments in recycling technologies were justified not just economically, but as investment in planetary survival. The era of ecological consciousness in the 1990s established wood recycling as a pillar of sustainability. Environmental certifications created premium markets for recycled wood products, while regulations encouraged companies to use recovered materials. IKEA became a global leader, committing to use 50% recycled wood by 2020. The current climate crisis elevated wood recycling to the status of planetary rescue technology. With forests being the planet's largest carbon sequestrators, each tree preserved through recycling is worth thousands of dollars in climate benefits. Studies show that wood recycling prevents emission of 500 million tons of CO2 annually. Today, this industry is not just a business, it's a survival mission. Every recycled piece of furniture, every reused pallet, every recovered beam represents a victory against deforestation that threatens global climate balance. The process of transforming used wood into high-value products is a forest rescue operation that begins with strategic collection of materials that would otherwise cause the cutting of millions of trees. Specialized trucks traverse cities collecting discarded furniture. Each ton saves 20 trees. Demolition wood, each ton preserves 15 mature trees, and industrial pallets, each ton prevents cutting 12 young trees. Initial sorting is where true environmental value is determined. $10 million computer vision systems automatically identify wood species, prioritizing materials representing rare or slow-growing trees. Century-old oak wood recovered from demolitions is worth $5,000 per ton, not just for commercial value, but because each piece represents a tree that took 100 years to grow. Automated dismantling is a process of environmental resurrection. $15 million robots dismantle complex furniture with surgical precision, preserving every useful wood fiber. This process recovers 95% of original wood, compared to only 60% from manual methods. The difference represents millions of trees saved annually. Chemical cleaning removes decades of treatments without damaging original wood. $20 million ecological solvent baths remove paints, varnishes, and adhesives, revealing pure wood that can live multiple lives. Each ton of cleaned wood replaces 2 tons of virgin wood, doubling the forest conservation impact. Mechanical processing transforms recovered wood into materials superior to virgin timber. $15 million specialized shredders create uniform chips that, when reconstituted, produce panels more stable and resistant than solid wood. This technical superiority encourages builders to choose recycled materials instead of cutting new trees. Reconstitution is where the environmental miracle happens. $50 million hydraulic presses compress recycled chips with plant-based adhesives, creating panels that replace virgin wood in a 3-to-1 ratio. Each panel produced represents 3 trees that continue growing in forests. A single modern plant saves the equivalent of a 50,000-hectare forest annually, area sufficient to sequester 2 million tons of CO2 from the atmosphere. This is not just an industrial operation, it's a planetary rescue machine operating 24 hours a day. Modern wood recycling megafactories are true technological fortresses in the war against deforestation, incorporating revolutionary innovations that maximize every saved wood fiber. $100 million artificial intelligence systems analyze each piece through advanced spectroscopy, identifying not just species and quality, but calculating how many trees each batch of recycled wood can save. $20 million dismantling robots each operate as environmental surgeons, dismantling century-old furniture with precision that preserves even ornamental details. These robots can distinguish between rare hardwood and common wood, directing precious materials to applications that maximize their conservation value. A single robot can save the equivalent of 1,000 trees per day. Cold plasma cleaning technology revolutionized recovery of treated wood. $40 million systems remove decades of toxic paints and varnishes without using aggressive chemicals, revealing pure wood that can be reused in food and medical applications. This process increases recovery rate from 60 to 98%. $30 million computed tomography scanners examine internal structures of century-old beams, detecting structural quality that allows reuse in high-performance construction. Demolition wood that would be discarded is classified for use in bridges, buildings, and even aerospace structures. Biotechnology uses specialized fungi to break down old adhesives without damaging wood fibers. $50 million biological processes operate like controlled digestion, separating contaminants while preserving original wood properties. This technology enables recycling of furniture previously considered unrecoverable. DNA tracking systems identify forest origin of each wood piece, enabling precise environmental impact calculation. Biodegradable chips register how many trees each recycled product saved, creating environmental passports that document conservation benefits. Nanotechnology strengthens recycled wood at molecular level. Cellulose nanoparticle treatments increase resistance and durability, enabling recycled wood to replace synthetic materials in structural applications. Each substitution represents preserved trees and reduced industrial emissions. Three-dimensional printing with recycled wood creates products impossible with traditional methods. $15 million printers use recovered wood powder to create aerospace components, replacing energy-intensive synthetic materials. This technology transforms waste into products of extremely high added value. Quality control in wood recycling is more than technical assurance. It's a sacred commitment to forest preservation, where each test performed represents trees that will be saved through trust in recycled materials. $50 million laboratories equipped with mass spectrometers analyze purity and composition, ensuring recycled wood exceeds virgin wood standards in all applications. Mechanical resistance tests verify that recycled wood panels can replace solid wood in structural applications. $10 million testing machines apply extreme loads, simulating decades of use in construction. Results show that recycled panels frequently surpass virgin wood in dimensional stability and moisture resistance. Durability analysis examines how recycled wood ages compared to new wood. $5 million accelerated aging chambers simulate 50 years of exposure in weeks, demonstrating that recycled wood maintains superior properties for decades. This longevity multiplies forest conservation impact. Chemical safety tests ensure cleaning processes completely remove toxic contaminants. $15 million spectrometers detect chemical traces at parts per billion levels, assuring that recycled wood is safe for use in children's furniture, toys, and food applications. Environmental certification through organizations like FSC and PEFC documents forest conservation benefits. Audits cost millions of dollars annually, but guarantee that each recycled product can document how many trees it saved. These certifications create premium markets that incentivize greater recycling. Complete traceability documents environmental journey of each wood piece through green blockchain. Each final product has an environmental birth certificate that registers origin, recycling processes, and conservation impact. Consumers can scan QR codes to see exactly how many trees their recycled furniture helped preserve. Biodegradability tests ensure recycled products return safely to nature at end of useful life. Biotechnology laboratories verify that adhesives and treatments are completely biodegradable, ensuring recycled wood leaves no negative environmental footprint. The recycled wood in your home passed through more than 200 different tests, each guaranteeing that your choice for recycled materials truly saved trees and protected forests. Each recycled piece of furniture is a documented victory against deforestation. Used wood recycling represents the greatest environmental victory of modern industry, where each processed ton prevents cutting 20 mature trees and preserves 50 square meters of forest. This $300 billion industry doesn't just generate wealth, it literally saves the planet, preserving 500 million trees annually, equivalent to a forest the size of Switzerland. Climate impact is revolutionary. Each tree preserved through recycling sequesters 40 kilograms of CO2 from the atmosphere annually for decades. With 500 million trees saved per year, wood recycling prevents emission of 20 billion tons of CO2, equivalent to removing 4 billion cars from roads. This climate benefit is worth $200 billion annually in carbon credits. Biodiversity is protected on massive scale. Each hectare of preserved forest houses up to 1,000 different species of plants, animals, and microorganisms. Wood recycling preserves 50 million hectares of habitat annually, area larger than Spain, protecting entire ecosystems that would take centuries to regenerate. Hydrological cycles are maintained through forest preservation. Trees saved by recycling transpire trillions of liters of water annually, regulating regional climate and preventing desertification. Each recycled piece of furniture contributes to maintaining rainfall and stable temperature in vast regions. Circular economy eliminates waste on industrial scale. Recycling factories operate with zero waste. Even sawdust is converted to biomass pellets, bark becomes organic fertilizer, and water is recycled infinitely. This total efficiency maximizes value extracted from each already cut tree. Green adhesive innovations eliminate toxic chemicals. Soy-based glues, natural lignin, and vegetable proteins replace formaldehyde and other harmful compounds, creating recycled products safer than treated virgin wood. This chemical revolution protects both forests and human health. Renewable energy powers 80% of operations. Solar panels, wind turbines, and wood waste biomass provide clean energy, while carbon capture systems transform emissions into useful products. Many factories are carbon negative, removing more CO2 from atmosphere than they emit. Reforestation programs financed by recycling plant 2 trees for each processed ton. Recycling profits finance planting of 1 billion trees annually, creating virtuous cycle where recycled wood generates resources to expand global forests. Each recycled piece of furniture in your home represents a documented environmental victory. Preserved trees, sequestered CO2, protected biodiversity, and maintained ecosystems. Your choice for recycled wood is a direct vote for world forest survival. The biggest challenge in wood recycling was the contamination problem. Old furniture contained lead paints, toxic adhesives, and chemical treatments that made recycling dangerous and uneconomical. The $50 billion solution came through revolutionary cleaning technologies that remove contaminants without damaging wood, transforming toxic materials into pure resources. The perceived quality issue nearly killed the industry in the 80s. Consumers associated recycled wood with inferior products, preferring virgin wood even when recycled was technically superior. $10 billion educational campaigns and quality certifications changed perceptions, establishing recycled wood as a premium option. Urban area collection logistics created prohibitive costs that threatened economic viability. Development of intelligent collection systems with AI routing and automated consolidation centers reduced transport costs by 60%, making recycling profitable even in dense cities. Variability in discarded furniture quality created production inconsistency. Automatic classification systems through artificial intelligence and adaptive processing enabled mixing different wood qualities to create uniform products, transforming variability from problem to competitive advantage. Conflicting environmental regulations between countries created trade barriers that fragmented global markets. Harmonization of international standards through organizations like ISO and development of universal certifications created unified global market of $100 billion. Competition with cheap virgin wood from planted forests threatened recycling profitability. Implementation of carbon taxes and environmental incentives that reflect true environmental cost of virgin wood leveled playing field, making recycling economically competitive. Specialized labor shortage limited industry expansion. Training programs in partnership with universities and advanced automation created qualified workforce, while robotics eliminated need for dangerous work in contaminated environments. Each overcome obstacle strengthened the industry and increased its positive environmental impact. Today, challenges have become innovation opportunities that continue expanding capacity to save forests through intelligent recycling. Recycled wood secretly feeds a sustainable revolution that is redefining how we build, furnish, and live. The construction industry, valued at $10 trillion, consumes recycled wood worth $100 billion annually. Each house built with recycled materials saves the equivalent of a small forest of 50 mature trees. Recycled wood furniture dominates premium markets where conscious consumers pay up to 30% more for products that document their positive environmental impact. Companies like IKEA, Herman Miller, and West Elm transformed recycling into competitive advantage using recovered wood in 80% of their best-selling products. The automotive industry discovered that recycled wood panels are lighter and more resistant than synthetic plastics. BMW, Mercedes, and Tesla use recycled wood components in premium interiors, reducing vehicle weight and improving energy efficiency. Each car saves the equivalent of 5 trees through this substitution. Luxury shipbuilding adopted recycled wood as premium material. $50 million yachts use century-old wood recovered from demolitions, creating unique interiors impossible to replicate with virgin wood. This application transforms urban waste into extremely high-value products. Musical instruments from recycled wood produce superior sound due to natural aging. Modern Stradivarius violins use wood from century-old furniture, while concert pianos incorporate wood from historic structures. Musicians pay 100% premiums for instruments with environmental soul. Sustainable architecture uses recycled wood beams as structural and decorative elements. Iconic buildings like Seattle's Bullitt Center and Milan's Bosco Verticale incorporate recovered wood, creating structures that are living museums of forest conservation. Luxury packaging uses recycled wood for premium products. Brands like Apple, Rolex, and Louis Vuitton create packaging from recovered wood that becomes valuable objects in their own right, transforming packaging into collectible products that document sustainability. Contemporary art and design celebrate recycled wood as noble material. Sculptors and designers create works that tell environmental stories, where each piece documents saved trees and preserved forests. Specialized galleries sell recycled wood art for millions of dollars. Each recycled wood product in your life, furniture, floors, decoration, represents a conscious choice that saved real trees and preserved true forests. Your home becomes an environmental sanctuary built with materials that have soul and conservation history. The future of wood recycling is being revolutionized by technologies that will transform every discarded fiber into infinitely valuable resources for global forest preservation. $500 million quantum artificial intelligence will optimize recycling at molecular level, enabling recovery of 99.9% of all discarded wood. Technology that can save 1 billion additional trees annually. Advanced biotechnology will create living wood through cell cultivation. $1 billion laboratories will grow wood fibers from cells recovered from old furniture, creating new wood without cutting trees. This technology will enable resurrecting extinct tree species from historic furniture. Nanotechnology will transform sawdust into super-resistant materials. Nanoengineering of wood fibers will create materials stronger than steel, lighter than aluminum, and completely biodegradable. These super materials will replace metals and plastics in aerospace and automotive applications. Molecular three-dimensional printing will enable printing furniture directly from recycled wood. $100 million printers will reconstitute old furniture into new designs, preserving history and memories while creating contemporary products. Each printed piece of furniture will save 10 trees. Augmented reality will create digital passports for each piece of recycled wood. Consumers will be able to scan furniture and see virtual forests showing exactly which trees were saved, creating emotional connection between products and environmental conservation. Space economy will use recycled wood in orbital habitats. $10 billion space stations will incorporate recycled wood panels to create psychologically comfortable environments, taking terrestrial forests to space through materials that already lived on Earth. Floating cities will use recycled wood as main structural material. $50 billion megaprojects will create sustainable oceanic cities using wood recovered from metropolises submerged by sea level rise, transforming climate tragedy into conservation opportunity. Vertical agriculture will incorporate recycled wood in cultivation structures. $5 billion urban farms will use recycled wood panels to create growth environments that mimic natural forests, maximizing food production while preserving real forests. Regenerative medicine will use cellulose from recycled wood to create human tissues. $20 million bioprinters will transform fibers from old furniture into scaffolds for organ growth, giving literal new life to wood that already had multiple lives. The furniture you use today is just the beginning of an infinite journey. In the future, recycled wood will live eternally through technological cycles that will preserve forests forever, creating material abundance without ever cutting another tree. The extraordinary journey of recycled wood, from discarded furniture to materials that save entire forests, represents the most important environmental revolution of the modern industrial era. What began as economic necessity during historical crises evolved into a $300 billion industry that literally determines the survival of world forests and planetary climate balance. Each piece of recycled wood emerging from these megafactories carries the power to preserve entire ecosystems and save thousands of trees that will continue sequestering carbon for decades. The process that transforms old furniture and demolished structures into materials superior to virgin wood is testament to humanity's capacity to create abundance through intelligent conservation. The technological complexity of modern recycling factories, hundreds of millions of dollars in investments in equipment operating like environmental hospitals, saving every wood fiber with surgical precision, demonstrates how innovation can transform waste into hope for forest futures. Recycled wood is not just a recovered material, it's the physical materialization of our environmental responsibility. Tangible proof that we can live in abundance without destroying nature. Each recycled piece of furniture, each reconstituted panel, each recovered wood product represents a victory against deforestation and a promise to future generations. The impact of this industry transcends astronomical economic numbers, touching the essence of planetary survival. The capacity to transform waste into resources, trash into treasure, and destruction into conservation positions, wood recycling as the technology that can save world forests and, with them, the stable climate that sustains all life on Earth. How incredible to discover that every old piece of furniture, every piece of discarded wood can literally save century-old trees and preserve entire forests. The next time you think about discarding furniture or see demolition wood, remember you're looking at a golden opportunity to contribute to the greatest environmental rescue operation in history. What impressed you most in this exploration of wood recycling megafactories? Was it discovering that each recycled ton saves 20 trees? That old furniture can become materials more resistant than virgin wood? Or perhaps that this industry preserves forests the size of entire countries? Leave your comment below and share from where you're watching. Your comment is very important so we can always bring new videos about how the things we know are made and what they represent for preserving our planet. Share the video with your friends and family and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Do you know someone who works with furniture, construction, design, or who simply cares about the future of forests? Share this video and help spread knowledge about how small individual choices can have gigantic environmental impact. And if you're curious to discover more secrets of the circular economy that saves the planet, don't forget to subscribe to the Factory-Made channel, where each episode reveals how human innovation can create abundance without destroying nature. What other recycling processes that save the environment would you like to see unveiled? Ocean plastic recycling? Rare metal recovery? Or perhaps textile waste transformation? Your curiosity could be the next episode we explore together in this fascinating journey through the world of industrial processes that secretly protect our planet. Special thanks to Egger, IKEA Industry, Kronospan and Sony Araco companies for making available technical materials and access to their industrial operations that made possible this detailed exploration of the wood recycling world. Gratitude also to forest engineers, sustainability specialists, and conservationists who dedicate their careers to forest preservation through industrial innovation. We thank forest research institutes and universities that share knowledge about conservation, recycling, and sustainability, contributing to scientific advances that benefit both industry and world forests that depend on our protection. Special recognition to recycling factory workers around the world, who operate as environmental guardians to process millions of tons of used wood, demonstrating dedication and expertise that literally save forests and protect planetary climate. And most importantly, our sincere thanks to you, who dedicated your time to follow another exploration of the Factory-Made universe. Your environmental consciousness and interest in sustainable processes are the hope that motivates us to continue unveiling secrets behind industries that can save our planet. Continue with us on this journey of environmental discoveries. Explore our other videos about sustainable industrial processes and discover how human innovation can create solutions that protect nature while generating prosperity. At Factory-Made, each story is a celebration of human ingenuity applied to environmental preservation. Research and script by Factory-Made team, transforming curiosity into knowledge, one sustainable process at a time. The next time you see old furniture or discarded wood, remember the incredible environmental rescue journey that can transform these materials into resources that preserve entire forests, save thousands of trees, and protect the climate future of our planet.